Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. Today we'll be interviewing Scott and have a discussion about his experience using the energy stone and how it has changed his life. So, hi Scott, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Scott. I live in Nanaimo, BC, in Canada. And I had some experience introducing the energy stone to my meditation, and really an introduction to meditation as well several months ago.
Oh, okay, great. So after your wife introduced you to Mujin Energy Stone, how does that process even started? Like, why did you wanted to use Energy Stone, and how did you start your meditation?
Well, I wanted to introduce meditation into the therapy that I've been doing with just to have an overall improvement in my mental health.
Mm-hmm.
All my life I've struggled with anxiety, depression, also recently been potentially diagnosed with ADHD, so attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah.
I had tried meditation in the past, but just due to my mind's sort of inability to focus, I had a lot of trouble with it.
Mm-hmm.
I found some frustration. I found like it wasn't working.
Yeah.
My mind would wander too much. I couldn't center myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd kind of given up almost on meditation and found it not entirely helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Shirley and my wife had brought home the stone that had been loaned to her by Mujin,
Yeah.
And asked me to have a try to see if that would help me to be able to try the meditations again.
Mm-hmm.
And I did try it. The first time was actually the first time that I found that the meditation was actually seemed to be helping me.
Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah.
I would categorize it as possibly, a somewhat negative experience.
Oh, really? The first time?
It helped me. Yeah. I wouldn't say negative energy, but just negative in that I think some of the bad emotions or maybe some bad energy that I've been storing inside myself came to the surface.
I see.
And was able to be released.
Mm-hmm.
Like my first time with the stone, I did feel kind of like a darkness, almost like storm clouds welling up around me. Like, so I kind of feel that dark energy around me.
For sure.
It was. I wouldn't say it was frightening. It was just very disorienting at first. But I found that it actually helped. Meditating with the energy stone, it actually helped me focus very easily on these kind of thoughts and emotions that were welling up from inside of me, where before my mind would just be in a chaos and not be able to process this kind of information.
Yeah.
So I found that it grounded and centered me, and sort of allowed me to introduce meditation more and more into my life. And I found that in the next, I started doing it daily.
Yeah.
And I found that in the following days, I found it was much easier to sort of slip into a calm and centered meditative state.
Yeah.
And was able to more easily detach myself from the sort of any negative emotion or anxieties that I had throughout the day. And I could still see the anxieties, but they weren't they weren't impacting me as much. So I was able to analyze a little bit more about what was going on with me. Whereas previously, you know, these sort of anxieties and mental processes were causing me a lot of distress. So over the period of, I believe it was 2 weeks that I had the stone. It was approximately 2 weeks. I was using it every day in my meditation, and found it, you know, sort of easier and easier to
focus and
to really just find a state of inner peace. It was quite, I found it quite miraculous, you know. So it's so yeah, it definitely helped me in a lot of ways.
And then, so when you were meditating and then having this sort of changes in your mental state, in your peace and focus, I'm assuming you talked to your wife about this. Did your wife sort of do you understand why you're feeling this, or you just oh, that's great, like the energy stone just give me focus, and like do you try to understand why it's happening to you, or how it's doing it?
Well, I haven't actually gotten that far yet. Yeah, she was instructing me in sort of the different ways that I should be using the stone, but not really in anything deeper than that. I just knew it was working, and you know, and she would ask about how you're feeling, and how you know, what was your state of mind, and I talk to her and tell her that.
Yeah. So I guess when Mujin and I chatted, I also use it for about a week time, and she sort of shared a little bit of your journey, saying like how you sort of transformed your mental state. So that energy stone from Mujin's, their group's perspective, so it's sort of a stone that her master gave into her to protect her. So the energy of the stone is tailored towards Mujin, and there's a lot of, if you believe in sort of supernatural objects or spirits, there's sort of animal gods that were there to support her and give her energy. So I'm assuming, or part of the reason that you're getting so much energy is not only the stone as a self, is also the animal gods or other sort of spiritual guides that Mujin has, that they were there helping you release all those dark sort of energies and things around you, and also giving you more energy to help you get more focus and, you know, have more clarity throughout the day.
I feel that really resonates with me, because, you know, I haven't always been a particularly spiritual person, but in the last few years, I've gained more of an appreciation for it. I do feel connected and most at peace in nature, in unspoiled wilderness. The sound of birds makes me happy. So that can kind of that resonates with me, sort of, you know, animal spirits, and you know, I believe that that there is one consciousness in all. So that's my feeling. I've come around to that after you know, many years of not believing in that kind of thing. You know, growing up, there was never really any spiritual practice in my home growing up. You know, no Western religions, no Eastern philosophies, nothing. So I came into that just on my own accord. So I was also very receptive to the ideas of you know, the energy stone and the crystal, and you know, and the potential. So I think that maybe also helped. It's just that I was searching for something to help, but I was also open to the experience.
And then when you were meditating, do you have any visuals or anything that you kind of see with your mind or hear with your mind? Was anything like that, or you're just calmer as you meditate?
I did have some visuals, like the first time that I mentioned, when I was feeling sort of these darker energies coming up from within me.
Yeah.
menacing spirits, sort of almost a threatening energy, which I wasn't sure exactly how to interpret at the time. But in following sessions, I was able to sort of reconcile that with sort of the, dark and threatening energies that I had been holding inside myself. But it wasn't something really external threatening me. It was something that I needed to release within myself. Other visuals that I did have very colorful visuals of a geometric pattern in the shape of a tunnel.
Of a tunnel, okay.
Specifically, I remember seeing at the end of all along the tunnel, what I can only describe as entities.
Yeah.
Sort of rotating and dancing in the tunnel. It was hard to explain exactly. I can only describe them as maybe like gnomes or.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Almost like dancing spirits. I can't explain them any way else. But those were sort of brief visuals that I did have. I also experienced very heightened levels of peace, and also a feeling of my consciousness being centered without actually feeling the rest of my body. One thing that I also have had difficulty in my prior practices with meditation is maintaining any sort of posture during the meditation. Whereas when I was using the crystal, I found that my consciousness would be focused and centered, and I would kind of lose track of the position of my body, not in a bad way, but in a way that I didn't feel any discomfort, there was no pain in my knees or back or anything like that. All of that kind of disappeared. And where previously I only been able to meditate for periods of like 5 to 10 minutes, I was now able to meditate, in excess of 30 to 40 minutes, up to an hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Without any physical or mental discomfort. Whereas before, both the physical and the mental disorganization made it very difficult for me to.
So you're saying after you had that energy stone for 2 weeks, so the effect of the positive effect still carries over. You're still able to meditate longer currently?
Yes, although I admit I haven't been meditating as much. That's maybe more due to my circumstances. I've just been a lot more busy at work. I haven't been making the time for myself. So I've been not meditating as much as I would like. During the 2 weeks, I was making time for it daily. But after I didn't have the energy stone, my sessions did tend to fall off, and I'm 2 or 3 times a week still.
That's still good. And
yes, for longer sessions, not as much as 30 or 40 minutes, but usually at least 15 to 20 minutes each time.
And then, so have you, I guess, because it was lended to you, and I'm assuming, I don't know if they're going to make a product, but when they do, it's probably going to be in the future. Would you ever think about getting it again to help you with your mental state and clarity?
Yeah, possibly. I'd have to sort of understand more about how it all works. I understand that particular stone that was loaned to me, did have some intrinsic properties and a history. So, as far as just how the function of the stone and how that works, and I need to research a little bit more. But yes, for sure.
Yes, for me, because Mujin came to Canada, when was that, earlier this year? So we met before when I was at UBC studying, and after I graduated, like he kind of traveled back between China and Canada, like back and forth in the last few years. So the first encounter for me with Andy Stone was I graduated from UBC and I wanted to get a place to stay. Vancouver, as you probably know, it's very expensive and it's very hard to find a good place to stay for a student or new grads. So I was just telling her about that, and then she's like, "Why don't you go, make a wish to Andy Stone? Maybe my guardians will help you." So I went, and I'm not sure why, but I have a lot more visual when I was interacting with Andy Stone. So when I first walked into where she was staying, I saw a big white fox. Like, I just saw her face as I'm closing my eyes. I was like, okay, what was that? And then when Mujin came back, I was like, because I know she has a guardian sort of animal spirits with her. I was like, do you have a fox with you? She's like, yeah, like, and I also saw 9 tails. I was like, does she have 9 tails? She's like, yeah, that's one of my guardian. So anyway, she showed up, and yeah, it was really, really interesting. It's a pure white fox. And then I just asked him to help me find a place. So we light up 3 incense, and then I make my wish to say, hope you guys can help me find a good place, and then if I do find a good place, I'll come back with gifts and chicken, like, 'cause they like grilled chicken and other fruits to thank you. So after I did that, within a week, I found a place in Mount Pleasant that's within the price range that I wanted, and it's a really nice facing to southeast. So yeah, I was able to find a place really fast with their help. And I went to thank them, give them, my thank you. And that's like the first encounter I had with Andy Stone. And that's pretty much the visual was sort of limited to the fox. And then when I was meditating, when I was sort of asking for help, I visualized me in a circle with all these sort of animal spirits around me. Like I don't see their face or their whole body very clearly. It's more like a fuzzy sort of, almost like you're in like the mist and you see something around you, that kind of feeling. Maybe similar to when you're saying you're in a tunnel, that you see sort of dancing objects or spirits around you, that kind of just surrounding me, like gave me that's similar.
That seems to be actually to be a very common motif in my visuals, as well as circles, and motion and energy within these circles. Like for me, it was a tunnel, and other visuals that I didn't notice at the beginning were with my eyes closed, as you're focusing my being upon the energy stone, I could actually, it started to, in my mind, I could picture the stone, but the stone wasn't the same as it was. It was more like a white, very diffused, almost healing light came out from it. So it was, for me, it was quite an experience.
Yeah, I think for me, when I visualize or meditate with the stone, so after that event, I found a place, and I think Mujin was still around the area, so she just lent me her stone for about a week. And I'm similar to what you're doing. I mean, I didn't really have a lot that I was gonna ask for, but I just trying to use it and see what it does to me. I meditate like morning and evening with the incense, usually about 10 minutes at a time. And for me, it was interesting because it was a lot of visuals that I see as I'm meditating. I visualized, because from what Mujin was telling me, there was all those animal gods that was sort of living inside the space that Andy Stone created for them. So when I was meditating with, I visualized me in like a big, beautiful valley with wildflowers on this sort of plateau on top, and then you look down, that's a big sort of stone, sort of mountains and valleys and streams, and sort of most animals that live in that space. And then they have the little house, like they hang out with their friends. At night they light a fire and they kind of chat around the fire. So I have a lot of visuals of those. So in the morning I'll see them getting up, with the light, and at night they'll be like darker. So similar to how our environment is like. Morning is their morning, evening is their evening. So yeah, it was a lot of those that I see. They just kind of say hi and like interact with me on a daily basis. So yeah, that's mostly my experience when I was meditating with it. Have you heard about a book called Journey to the West? It's one of like the fiction book in China.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I think surely probably know. But so in this journal, in this fiction TV show, I guess we all watched as Chinese as a kid. There's a character called the Monkey King, and then the story is. Yeah, so the story is about a monk trying to find those Bibles, the books to the West, and in his conquest, he has three, I guess, pupils that help him throughout the path. One of them is a Monkey King. So apparently, from Mujing, like he follows her around a lot. So as I was meditating one day, I was eating a banana on that night, like before I meditate. And as I'm meditating, I can almost hear the Monkey King ask me to give him like a banana, like he wants to have it. But that's the last one that I had. So I told him like, you know what, I will give it to you later today. And then when I was kind of meditating with, when I meditate, I also have incense light and some like fruits and stuff for them to eat. And then as I did that, I visualized him taking me on. So how he flies around. He's like animal, so he flies around with a little cloud. So in my visuals, he invited me to the clouds, and then we're like sort of flying on top of the clouds and also through the valley where I see where all other animals live, and it did through turtles, and then so he kind of took me to a little trip in that valley as after I gave him the banana. So that was quite interesting too. Yeah, and for me it's mostly that, and also like you said earlier, the first time when you're meditating, you feel like negative energy being sort of released. I think that was similar to me in the first few days. I feel like the circular sort of, all of them surrounding me, and I feel like just darker, sort of more like the grayish mist coming out of my body, like releasing to the environment. And there's more of a clarity and focus. I feel more energized, more energy throughout the day. Is that similar to like how you feel? After you meditate, you feel you get less tired throughout the day?
Yes, and like your experience, it sounds very similar to mine. Sort of that upwelling and releasing of negative energy, that trapped within yourself. I did find also sort of a deeper connection, to the natural world. I mean, I've always, felt most at home in sort of the natural environments.
Yeah. So
as a family, we like to go camping and fishing and in forests, lakes and streams. But after my meditating with the stone, I did find that deeper connection. We're lucky enough here to live where just right at the end of the street is a fairly wild valley with lots of paths and rocks and streams and forests. I could almost feel the energy of the living spirit of everything in the forest. It was quite remarkable, being able to just look at something as simple as a blade of grass, and you realize that blade of grass has a history of ancestors going back millions of years, just like people do, and that it could contain the experience of a blade
Yeah,
here, just
for
thinking,
sure.
The spirit in the tree that has been here for 500 to 1,000 years. It just made the forest seem so much more alive and present to me. It was quite remarkable.
Yeah, feel like as you walk through like the forest, you almost feel like an aura coming out from like the inner part of the plants and the trees. Is that how you feeling? Because after I did meditation, I also
most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. That was one thing I noticed. I typically like to take walks in the forests, make paths around here. I've been doing that, ever since we moved to Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
The night environment for that, I've been doing that.
For sure.
But just after my meditations, after the 2 weeks of meditations, like I said, I felt a deeper connection, and like I said, like you said, you can see something sort of in and around all of the living things.
Yeah, it definitely help you build a deeper connection to nature, and of course, nature usually more calming and more centered and more peaceful compared to everyday worries that we always have.
For sure,
yes. So Mujing mentioned to me that we might be in a similar industry. So I studied landscape architecture in UBC, and I'm working as a landscape designer. Is that are you in that industry too?
No, I'm actually in the software industry, so.
Oh, so.
Okay. It's quite different. I studied computer science, and
okay.
I'm a software developer and designer right now.
Oh, I guess part of the design.
Well, it's almost a well designed and built software program is like a piece of architecture. There's the foundations and the walls, and then there's the part that people see, the user interface. So it's all it's all about design and building. It just happens to be digital.
Yeah, for sure. I guess for landscape designers, we design the outside, sort of the plazas, the parks, and the outdoors that help people interact with the world. For computer scientists or architects, designers, you design how people use with the digital world.
Exactly. So you are the sort of the interface to the natural world. I'm the interface to the digital world.
Yeah, they're both very important for us. Okay, so was anything else you want to share about the experience, or anything you want to say to Mujing or her fans?
Well, just thank her for the experience. That it was very enlightening and helpful, and I would say that if someone has an opportunity to try this type of energy crystal and incorporate that into their meditation, that it would be a benefit, as well as to I think everybody should start to at least consider doing some sort of mindfulness and meditative practice, especially in today's world where it sometimes feels like the world is chaos and you can find peace within. It's nice.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so thank you so much, Scott, for taking your time to share your experience using Andy Stone. It was really fun sharing my experience too, because most time when I share that, people will think I'm crazy, like a crazy woman. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's something not everybody can understand unless they've experienced it.
For sure.
It's not something easily described either, because
No.
it is very subjective and personal, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, with that being said, I hope you. Is it sunny in Nanaimo today?
Yes, it is actually.
Yeah, it's sunny in Vancouver too. So I hope you enjoy your amazing sunny weekends. And thank you, you and Shelly again. Have a good day. I'll see you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Okay, take care. Bye.